Hello and welcome to the pascom training series. The topic of today's video is building on what we've done in the past with teams and actions and so on and so on. And we are going to start looking at prompts and custom prompts and how we can bring them into our system, how we use them a little bit, and also, for example, if you have a multinational system, what you need to sort of take care of on that front and so on and so on. So I just think we're going to go kick straight in. Matthias, what do we need to know?
Yes, you need to know where to click. So we have a look at that. Advanced prompts. And here we have a lot of prompts already. So we have about 250 to 300 system
Something
prompts.
like that, yeah.
And we have different languages. And what you have to understand is that you don't create a prompt per language.
No,
we get into depth later, but don't do this. You have one prompt per prompt, let's say. If you want to say hello, then create one hello. And then later you just upload the different languages.
Right, okay.
That's important to know, and we will show you how this works. But for now, if you set up the system and if your default language on setup was English,
then all the prompts will be English, so to speak.
So if you don't do something else, it's just like this. If your setup was in German, it's in German.
Yeah.
So that's the key difference. How do you create one? That's also easy. You just say add, just a little hint. If you want to create many of them, it makes sense to have a prefix because there are already a lot of them. And you can find them easily.
An average business would probably have something around about 10 to 15 prompts. And in that list that's got 250 to 300 prompts in, if you just have a generic name without the prefix, finding them again is difficult unless you can remember the exact wording and spelling and whatever else. So prefix is a good top tip there.
Yeah.
Cool.
PC minus test is our test. Here you can see now the different languages, which I talked about. I will start with the English one or with the German one. So what can I do now? I can just upload it somehow. What do I need for that? If I upload it, I need a voice file. So I have two options. I do it myself. Or I ask a professional to do it. So search around in the internet, there are many options. And it's not that expensive, so you can have a professional speaker.
Yeah, you can get studio quality prompts for pretty, little money these days. So
So do this, then you get the prompt, no matter which format. So you get a WAV file in most cases, but upload it, even if it's stereo or something, just upload it. We do the right conversion, so it's then in the right codecs. So even HD codecs are working then, and so on and so forth. So you don't have to care about this.
An alternative that you could also do here, it's in our documentation, is you could use an open source software called Audacity, and you could actually mix and cut your own prompts and so on and so on. You need to know a little bit of what you're doing, and also you need to have someone who can speak clearly, so not me. But that is an option. And then there's the third option, which is?
Easy, so you can just share it. Let's take a look at. You can say, this is my English prompt and I want to share it. Then if you click here, it gets or creates a ID. This ID, you can just keep it forever, if you like. When does this make sense? If you have a prompt like business holidays, maybe they change from season to season or whatever, then you just hand out this code to somebody with a nice voice. And then she or he can update.
They set the prompt system on their BLF key, they press it, and then they can just update the prompt as and when.
If you just want to do it once and then be sure that it's not changed in future, you can remove
the share
again.
Okay, fair enough.
That's it, basically. Now, I have here the client. You can use any connected phone. The client has advantages because normally you have a headset attached to it, and this is a better quality in most cases, and we use HD codecs. So makes sense, maybe. It's reachable. Star 50 is our recording system. You call it.
Welcome to the recording system.
Then you have to press
1 to make a record. Please enter the
and then the code, which is 837135.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Welcome to pascom. One of our team will be with you shortly.
Okay, you end it with the hash. So you do it, you record it, you press hash, or you hang up.
Yeah.
Pressing the hash is better because then it has a clear cut.
Particularly if you're using a desktop phone to record it, because if you don't press the hash and you just hang up, quite often that hang up click is recorded. Yeah,
is in the end.
Which is okay if prompts aren't that important to you. It's still not nice.
Yeah.
But if prompts are very important to you, and most businesses that is the case.
That's what your customers can hear.
Yeah.
That's the first impression of your telephony system or of your company if somebody calls.
Yeah, and first impressions count. So
yes.
Yeah, make it nice and clean.
Yes. Okay, then I did this in the background. It converted it already. If I refresh the page, I can see now here I have my own prompt. I can remove it, I can play it, I can download it, and I can use it wherever I want. If you don't know how to use and where to use, then visit our tutorials about actions and
so on and so on.
Now,
we sort of touched on this a little bit earlier, with, and it has sort of relating to do with how the call flow goes. But when we look at the languages, what do we need to know? I mean, we've got our individual prompts with the different languages and so on, but what about if the default is English on an English system, German on a German system, and we have a caller coming in from a different language? How do we handle that?
Yes. There is the first opportunity where you can change this. This is in your trunk level. And here you have the inbound call rules. And here is the German language set for those two rules. So you can just change it. And you can say, in this particular case, I want English or even Spanish or whatever. So you can do it like this. That you say, if somebody calls me from another country, then you could say the country code, and then say, if this country code calls me, then I do this and that. That's the one way you can do it. The other way is you can have multiple extensions that you, on your homepage for English customers, on the English homepage, you have another extension which they should dial.
And then when they dial that extension, you just switch it to English automatically.
Yes.
Or
and you
whatever.
can all do here in the inbound rules.
Okay.
You can change the language later on also. If you know how to do it, you can have scripts, you can use it in the IVR, you can use it
I was going to say,
call router.
Yeah, you could have, for example, the IVR that says drücken Sie 1 für Deutsch, press 2 for English, and then when whatever the customer presses, it changes the channel.
Yes, so that's also possible. But keep in mind, changing the language in the channel is key, and not having multiple prompts. Because if you have multiple prompts for multiple languages, maybe then you need a queue for German callers, a queue for English callers,
Spanish, French, Dutch, whatever.
So if you just a local country operating locally, then it's
not a problem.
Not a problem. But if you're international, then this is maybe very important for you. So that just ignore it if you don't need it. Then it's just in your default language. But get into it if you want to.
Okay, now that leads me on to my next question. If you're really multinational and you have God knows how many territories in your business, and default we've got German, English and Spanish, what about if I need to add another language?
You can do this in any case. So you can just add a language here on the languages. You can add one. Test language, whatever. And then you have this language available. For sure, you don't have available then all the system prompts, so it makes a fallback to the English ones in our case with the English system. So, but that's not the problem because you can say hello in the country language and whatever.
You can make your own prompts.
Yes, and not everybody calls your voicemail box or calls your meeting system or calls whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's nice and clean, even if you don't have the system announcements in that particular language.
But even if you don't have them and you do actually need them, they're not exactly difficult to come by either. So, because we're Asterisk based, you can get them from pretty much.
Yes, you can upload them then.
So, right. That's it on the topic of prompts. So thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions or would like some more detail, join our bootcamp on Thursdays. Until next time, thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.